Such affectionate acceptance.
Put a chicken and make her gay.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
They were big. They were hitting hard too, man.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
Broaden the areas of participation for women.
That sounds very stylish.
What is my problem?
What do you think?
Beat sitting home watching television?
Mana. Hello, and welcome to the pre-4th of July stream here. We'll get started here in just 1 second. I'm ready. I got my patriotic gear on for the celebration of Murica's birthday here. So we're kind of on a tight schedule today. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our honored guest here. We will go ahead and let's see. We will bring him in with, how about
2 snaps, a twist, and a kiss.
hello.
Hi.
I don't know if you ever watched In Living Color back in the day, but those guys are great.
Yeah, of course.
Around the world and back snap. But welcome. It's a long time coming. It's such an honor to have you on my show.
Oh, thank you.
And I think it's very appropriate, the day before 4th of July and getting kind of a patriotic theme here.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about your latest book. Is it USAssassin or just USAssassin?
USAssassin.
USAssassin. Because I know sometimes, you can kind of do the double thing or whatever. But yeah, I like the concept. Sounds very patriotic. For those who might not be familiar with the franchise, well, first let's do a brief introduction. Mark Poulton, you are a veteran from DC Comics, Image Comics, had your fingers in a lot of works, especially over the years in with Comicsgate, helping out. You co-wrote the Graveyard Shift with John Malin.
Yeah. So Graveyard Shift was my idea. I came up with so I pitched it to John. John and I go back like 20 some years. And I had this idea for years that I wanted to do about the Universal monsters as superheroes. So one time I finally worked up the nerve because John and I were friends on the Rob Liefeld message boards, and we both were doing work for Rob at the time. So I hit him up and said, "Hey, I have this idea. I think you should be the artist. It's the Universal monsters as superheroes." And he was like, "I'm in." So yeah. So it was a book we've worked on for probably almost a decade before it actually was released. So
yeah, it seems it's pretty well fleshed out, and there's lots of interesting characters, and it kind of like in an era of just reboots and sequels and whatnot. It's kind of, it felt fresh. You are taking the concept of these established characters, but I think that what you and John have kind of done with them, it really created something fresh there. And I have been enjoying the series immensely.
Thank you.
Yeah, one thing I am slacking on a bit though is the USAssassin, and I was hoping you could kind of give. Not necessarily an elevator pitch, but kind of an overview of what it's all about. Obviously,
Sure.
You've got the elite group of assassins, and
So lately I've been pitching it as what if Rob Liefeld created G.I. Joe? This patriotic military team, but very over the top. The idea first started with my love of 80s action films. Especially the American Ninja series starring Michael Dudikoff. This was like canon films, early 80s. And I always wondered what would the American Ninja, if he was still in service, what would he be doing? So I set out and I wrote my Dark Knight version of American Ninja, and I came up with the name USAssassin. Based off that.
It's simple, but it's perfect too.
Yeah.
It kind of gets to the point.
Yeah. No, I like names that are right on the head. Sea Dog, Viking Wolf. I just get right to the point with my titles. But yeah, it was what would this guy's last mission be? And Mike McMahon, the artist of the series, he's one of my longtime friends. In fact, when John and I put out the very first Graveyard Shift ash can in 2010, Mike, he came with us because he and I were working on a project back then as well. So I've known Mike just as long as John.
Wow, yeah.
So I pitched the idea to Mike. He has the same interests as me, G.I. Joe, 80s action films, and he was on board. The book was supposed to be one and done. This guy doing his very last mission. It was a stretch goal for Graveyard Shift Volume 2. John and I, when we were creating the campaign, John was like, let's do something crazy as a stretch goal for Volume 2. And he was like, what if we hit like $175,000? We give people a brand new book. I was like, that sounds awesome.
That's crazy.
What did you have in mind? And he goes, U.S. Assassin's almost done, right? I was like, yeah. He goes, would you mind if we gave that away? And I was like, I feel like that would be a great introduction for people. So,
and then like we're 4 books into it.
Yeah.
And I think a couple crossovers too, right? You had the Graveyard Shift and U.S. Assassins kind of crossover.
Yeah. So we hit that goal the last night. Everyone got U.S. Assassin 1 with their orders, and it as we were wrapping it up, because we had to send it off to print with Graveyard Shift, Mike was like, hey, I have this idea. And I was like, no, Mike, we got to get this book done. We got to send it off to the printer. He goes, well, I was thinking if we introduced this new character, he would sort of be the Storm Shadow to U.S. Assassin Snake Eyes. And that like blew my mind, because G.I. Joe is like, he was speaking my language. G.I.
Right.
Joe is the book that got me into comic books. I had collected the toys, I watched the cartoon, but when I saw that there was comic books and I could get more G.I. Joe stories, I was like, I'm in. I need these comics. So he was speaking my language. I was like, okay, let's do it, but do it real quick. He drew those 2 extra pages, and then I was like, this book that was one and done now has a new life, where this isn't like, American Ninja meets Dark Knight. This is like our own version of G.I. Joe.
Right.
So Volume 2 sort of set the stage where we introduce these characters who will eventually become part of the team. And then Volume 3 was, he has to put the team together because the world's facing its greatest threat, which is Graveyard Shift, which, was right off the heels of Volume 1 and 2 with the big all-out war in Times Square and Graveyard Shift. So
right.
It just worked out perfectly, and this continues the adventures. So it's a team of highly trained killers. They handle all the missions the government's military can't handle. At the end of Volume 3, with their battle with Graveyard Shift, their beloved team member Bazooka Dog went missing.
That's they have him down here. I think there's a picture of him, right? The dog.
Yep. He should be somewhere there. He's definitely in the trailer. Oh, here he is, right here. He's kind of the Swiss Army knife of pets. He can turn into anything. He turned into a Gatling gun right there. So Volume 4 is the search for Bazooka Dog, but they have all these new members now. They brought in their special guest trainer to whip him into shape.
Which is Roddy Piper.
Yeah, my childhood hero, Roddy Piper, who, I worked with his estate. I got the okay to use him in the book. He's an officially licensed character in the series now. So I'm making childhood dreams come true.
Yeah, I mean, this is a love letter to the 1980s. I think of, I didn't really watch the WWF and WWE later on. I didn't watch that really growing up, but I am familiar, with the different characters that they had. And I remember Roddy Piper from They Live.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably more popular for They Live now just because of the world we live in.
Right, yeah, very much so. All the different memes and everything, obey, consume. But yeah, he had this presence about him. And I think this image here kind of just sums up that, kind of 80s over the
Yeah,
top.
no, I love this cover. That's one of two covers we have over on Indiegogo. They're both drawn by John Stinsman, who is the artist of Evangeline. But John was also the clerk at my local comic shop when I was in high school. And one day I went to the store to pick up my comics, and he was no longer there. And they said, "Oh, John got a job with Extreme Studios out in LA. He's working for Rob Liefeld now." And I was like, "Oh my God!" But then years later, Rob Liefeld would hire me to write the relaunch of Evangeline. And when I got the job, the first thing I did was track down John Stinsman and said, "Hey, you don't know me, but I used to be a customer at the comic shop. You used to be the cashier at Hall of Heroes. I just got hired to be the new writer of Evangeline. I would love for you to do a cover for my book." And we've been friends ever since. So to get him to do 2 covers for US Assassin is really cool.
That's awesome. It kind of, came full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that happened. Before we go ahead and kind of dive into, the different covers and the rest of the campaign, shall we go ahead and play the trailer here for everybody?
Oh, yeah, please do.
All right, so let me do this. I'm going to pause it real quick here and this out of here. And we should have audio. Let's see. Coming through okay?
This is the mercenary, Flip Gordon. And I hope you guys are ready for the biggest US assassin adventure yet.
I love the metal here. Solid.
Dogs of war, you know we going hard. We on a mission to find Bazooka Dog. US assassin, so I hope you ready. Never know what could happen, but it's gonna be deadly. Snakes everywhere, trust nobody. Going all out, it's time to get rowdy. The kilted Avenger, Roddy Piper, is rolling too. The biggest adventure yet. Come and join the crew. The mercenary and raider, the search and rescue dog. Putting in the work, you know that they on the job. Traveling Elizabeth, Bazooka has made some new friends. Sea Dog and Viking Wolf. Dogs of war, time to get roused. Yeah, dogs of war, time to get roused. Dogs of war, time to get roused. Yeah, dogs of war, time to get roused.
No clips, no pistol whips, just fast wits, sharp focus, and a venomous spit. Dilophosaurus, are you with us or not for us? Dare to choose the ladder, flip will turn you to a blood splatter. Choices matter, a brother up with the spangled banner. Star stripes, assassins, and resurrected wrestlers. Oh, this is Piper's pit, so pipe down, you don't wanna feel that sniper's hit. I stand tall, dropping rounds on the enemy lines with no fear, cause there's a bazooka strapped to my canine.
Dogs of war, time to get roused. Yeah. Dogs of war, time to get rowdy. The biggest adventure yet. Never know what to expect. Let's go.
Very nice. I love that trailer. That just gets you kind of amped up.
Thank you. Yeah, hats off to 6 a.m. Comics. He put not only did he put the trailer together, but I had the song made, but I thought it was lacking a little something. And I know he fancies himself a rapper, so I was like, "Hey, could you remix this and add an extra verse to it?" So that was him at the end of the rap.
That was awesome. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see, a couple people here. Missy Duran. Hey, everyone. Well, hello to you.
That's my
too.
girlfriend. Hi,
Oh,
Missy.
hello. And then, of course, we had our friend Jeremy Burtz. Thank you for popping on by today. Let's see, Christopher Bouchard. Hello. And let's see, thank you for putting that link in there. I do have the pin to the chat. I have the Fund My Comic link, but yes, thank you for putting up the Indiegogo link. So it'll give people some options wherever they want to go ahead and back. And one thing I noticed in the trailer too is if there are people such as myself who unfortunately didn't get on board initially, and we want to go ahead and get caught up on everything, you do, it looks like, offer the collected.
Yeah, there's a collected edition called War Stories. It's 180 pages, full color, only $25. It's manga size. I'm trying something different. I've done a couple collected editions of the first 2 volumes.
Yeah,
but I wanted something with all 3 volumes because I feel like that's really like the origin of the team when they come together to fight graveyard shifts. So I put this together. And I don't know. I think I saw Phil Diaz do it first, put together like a little manga-sized digest of his Lost Pages books. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. And now DC's doing it with like some of their great collected runs, and I was like, oh, I want to get in on this. So
Yeah, great idea. And let's see, 180 pages. So yeah, that'll be a nice, thick little collection there. And these are the three
that's the
volumes.
Yep, that's the 3 volumes. All the artwork is by Mike McMahon, and volume 4 is drawn by Mike as well, who's recovering from cancer surgery. I tried
Yes.
to. I knew he was going through. Had some issues with it with cancer, and I was like, we could bring on another artist to wrap this up to give you a break. And he was like, no way, no one draws this book but me. So
Yeah.
he's actually like on page 50 something right now, 72 pages. So he's kicking ass.
Yeah, this has got to be like his baby too, right?
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah, I could understand being that protective over it. I was just looking at the aesthetic of all the different characters that are featured in the various books so far, even some of them that you can kind of see. I don't know if I can zoom in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the best resolution there, but just really cool looking characters. And it really does kind of have the vibe of G.I. Joe, like you mentioned, growing up and watching that, but still, fresh and everything. And some of them look like they kind of pay a little bit of tribute to the classic G.I. Joe characters, but, are still very, very fresh on their own. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we have our ranger, our medic, but we definitely make it our own. Give it sort of that. I'm a big, even though I was an '80s child, huge '90s comic fan. Rob Liefeld, clearly my favorite, comic book creator, having worked with him for years. So yeah, it definitely has that influence on it as well.
And the dog. I'm a dog lover, so that kind of I like the idea. Tell me of the bazooka dog. Like, how does he work exactly?
I'm sorry, I was starting to break up. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Tell me a little bit about the bazooka dog character. How do his powers work? Nope.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You're in and out. I don't know if it's my end or.
Yeah, you just started to break up a little bit. We'll give it a second here.
Okay, I can hear you fine now.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna just being a fan of dogs and everything. I have a little terrier / terror myself. Tell me a little bit about the bazooka dog. How do his abilities work?
Sure. So the origin of Bazooka Dog, I was playing with Legos with my son, and there was a bazooka, or there was a German Shepherd Lego figure, and there was a Lego bazooka, and I stuck it on his back, and I was like, "Hey, Chase, look, we created Bazooka Dog," and he thought it was hilarious, and I took a picture of it, and Mike said, "Put him in the book," and
Oh my God.
he was joking, but I put him in the book, and he became our favorite character. But he is a cyborg dog. And he's he's man's best friend, also the ultimate weapon. He has everything. I was going to say, but the kitchen sink, but we did a all ages bazooka dog where he actually had the kitchen sink in his back.
Oh my God. You got to do some dishes. All right. We got you covered.
Yeah. So, whatever, US Assassin needs to get out of a jam, usually Bazooka Dog has it.
Does he kind of do like a almost Transformers-esque move?
Oh yeah. He'll even turn into like a sky cycle for him at times.
That's awesome. I was looking at the Russian bear kind of character too.
Yeah.
And that I love. Obviously, Rocky IV. You have that Ivan Drago kind of esque guy.
Yes. So in a world where there's a U.S. assassin, I was like, of course there has to be a USSR assassin, but he wouldn't have a sidekick dog. He would have a cyborg bear as his sidekick, and the bear's name is Siberia. Yeah,
nice.
Phonetically, or it spells out like Bear IA, but pronounced Siberia. But yeah, definitely. So USSR assassin, definitely modeled after Ivan Drago.
Yeah, I love it. That's just very creative. So the stories, and now the fourth one here, is it going to, are they kind of complete? Will it leave us on a cliffhanger?
Yeah, so the main story, the search for Bazooka Dog, will end, but every volume of U.S. Assassin sort of leads into the next adventure, and that'll lead into the next adventure. But it's not a U.S. Assassin specific adventure. It's a company wide crossover adventure. So over at my company, got a bunch of titles besides U.S. Assassin. I have Viking Wolf, Sea Dog, Writhe in Pain with Chris Graves, Black Owl. So this is going to be an event that brings all these characters together.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I read the Writhe in Pain, and that was a lot of fun. I really liked that story. So I can't wait. I can't wait for volume 2, and just looked great. Really looked great.
Oh yeah, Chris is an incredible artist. I think a lot of people will be, if he's not already on their radar, he will be very soon.
Oh yeah, I assume he's already kind of hard at work for volume 2.
Yeah, he wants to launch in August. So
wow, yeah.
I sent him a script. He's already sent me some layouts. So yeah, even the layouts are looking incredible.
Awesome. Very exciting. I just really enjoy all of the, all of the different properties that you've, created and the concepts that you've come up with. Let me see. I think I have, bear with me one second here. I have your haunted pizza site. So let me share this here. Make sure that's coming up there.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, here talking about U.S. Assassin, and you can kind of get a little bit of a look, different look for some of the characters. I guess this is when they're taking on the graveyard shift.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Over the top action. That double page spread you saw, lots of blood, lots of. There's a running joke in the series with the one character Slither. He sort of gets killed every. Spoiler alert for those who haven't read the series, but he gets killed in gruesome ways every volume. But
so he's kind of like Kenny from South
Yeah.
Park, but
Yes.
it just comes back. Oh, that's great. I like that. Yeah, just all the different characters, really cool. I like this with the jetpack. Kind of reminds me of the Rocketeer.
So John Malin has a joke that he says, as a team, he's more serious, and I add jetpacks to the writing. Meaning, like I'm I write the fun stuff. He writes the serious stuff. So as a joke, I threw in jetpacks into U.S. Assassins crossover with Graveyard Shift.
It makes sense. I mean, you kind of have to have a balance and kind of break up, the.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that's why we work well together.
Yeah. This guy almost reminds me of what was that character? I mean, obviously he's not a mutated looking guy, but from He-Man, is it Trapjaw or something?
Oh yeah, Trapjaw.
I wouldn't want to get my a finger caught in there. But let's look at some of the other properties here. Is it Library of Titles? As you mentioned, the Black Owl.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Got impatient. Are these the stuff that you have on your haunted pizza site? Are they available? Like, could somebody get back issues, or is it stuff that you kind of wait? Sorry, my dog's going nuts in the background.
For a second, I thought it was my dogs. Yeah, just about everything is available in my store. Just click on Buy Our Books, and it'll take you there. There's some things I am a little behind schedule, like I haven't added Writhe in Pain or Coney Waves to the store yet, but you'll find just about everything else there.
Yeah, just all of your stuff just seems like a lot of fun, just action, and the characters seem just over the top, exciting to look at.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I sort of fell out of love with mainstream comics for a while because everything it wasn't fun. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to go back to like the stuff I read in the 80s and 90s that I loved. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with all my books.
A lot of fun. So you talked a little bit about doing a crossover with all of these different properties and characters.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a little bit on it? You know, obviously not giving anything away, but maybe just kind of give a taste of what fans have to look forward to.
One of the characters is going to go rogue, and it's going to be the other characters in the universe that have to track him down and subdue him. So that's without giving any.
Yeah, I understand. It gets kind of hard, because you know how everything's going to play out, but you don't want to spoil it and everything. So Christopher was saying, so glad that I backed on Fund My Comics.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you guys backing. And I think with Fund My Comic, you get a little bit more of a piece of the pie, right? From than you would typically get from Indiegogo. But
yeah, there's less fees, and you get that money, within a couple days, which is awesome.
Right. You do get, I guess, a little bit more eyes because more people are going to be familiar with the Indiegogo site than say Fund My Comic, but it's growing. So as the word spreads. So let's go over the different tiers and everything that are available. I'm going to go back to the Indiegogo page, and we'll just go down the list here. Obviously, the featured, if you want to get everything. And this looks like it has some of your other works in here. It looks like you have Coney Waves in here as well.
Yeah, we offered a second chance for Coney Waves. I feel like Coney Waves may be the best book I ever put out, or Writhe in Pain. It's a toss up between those two, but I really loved Coney Waves, and I felt like it flew under the radar. So I wanted to give people a second chance to pick it up.
Can you give us a brief summary about what Coney Waves is about?
It's a female detective in Hawaii who solves supernatural mysteries. Imagine Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Hawaii 5-0. It was the book that I started my career on back in 2006. At one point, it was in development as a TV series. Me and my friends who I created it with, we did a huge signing at San Diego Comic-Con with Melise Zhao. The actress at the time was on Vampire Diaries, she was going to be Coney Waves. And MTV covered the signing, and I was like, guys, we made it. This is happening. And long story short, it didn't happen. But
good old Hollywood.
Yeah, I had written a 90-page pilot for the TV series, and I loved that story. So I when I decided to bring back Coney Waves a year ago, I was like, oh, we should, use that story, that screenplay to be the story. I feel like that's like the ultimate Coney Waves story. So that's what it's based off. It's based off a pilot that I wrote for the unproduced TV show. I brought in, at the time I was busy with so many properties, I brought in Mandy Summers to adapt my screenplay into a comic book script. She did a fantastic job. Renzo Rodriguez drew it, and the book's absolutely gorgeous. Nice. And my Coney Waves co-creator, Dexter Weeks, he colored it and lettered it. And the book's fantastic. I really feel like, it's one of the best books, not only that I did, but that I feel like have been released in the last few years.
Let me see if I can. I'm just going to switch back over to your website here.
Oh, I don't know if I added Coney to the website.
Okay, so before I switch it over, I'm gonna check real quick and see if it's on here. Actually, it looks like so we can at least see some pictures and everything. So why wouldn't it let me share this tab instead? I think, because it dropped out. I bet this the streaming software kind of taxes my computer sometimes. So let me go ahead and share again. All right, so Coney Waves, here we go. Okay, Very nice. Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
Oh, that's all it
I'm
has?
like, here it is. Dang nabbit. I'm sorry.
That's
But
okay.
at least we could get like a nice little snippet there of the
So
main
that's
character.
Coney and her two closest friends. Her sidekick Pete, which is her surf buddy / love interest, and then Huko, who owns the bar that she runs her private investigation company out of.
That's awesome. Yeah, so let's go back here. So for anyone who is interested in going back and checking that out, this is the tier that you would want to get. Is it available as an add-on too?
It's available as an add-on, and it's available separately. It has a brand new cover by Dexter Weeks, which is absolutely gorgeous. But I think tier gets you, everything that's exclusive to the Indiegogo campaign. It has the 2 John Stinsman covers. It has US Assassin War Stories, which is the 180-page book. It has the Art of Mike McMahon hardcover, the US Assassin trading card set, which is 12 cards, but hopefully with stretch goals, we'll add more to the set. There's the US Assassin flag, which is 24 by 36 inches cloth flag, which is hanging on my office door.
Nice.
What else is there? And there's the Coney Wave Second Chance, and then there's the set of 2 ash cans. One is the EJ Morg's US Assassin sketchbook. EJ just got the itch to draw US Assassin characters.
He has a great style. I like what he did with Cyberfrog. So yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, can we collect these and put them out in a little book? And he was like, yeah, that would be great. So there's that, and then there's the people love USSR Assassin and Siberia. So I did a little 8-page story called Nightmare Island. And I've always wanted to write a novel. I never have attempted it yet, but that short story leads into the novel, the US Assassin novel that I want to write.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And I see what you meant here, kind of phonetically. It looks like Siberia, but it's Siberia.
Yeah.
I like that. So this is just if somebody wanted to pick up the story here.
Yep, it has a great Chris Graves cover as well.
Well, I see it's black and white here. Will it remain black and white, or will
no? It'll be in full color. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see that kind of pop and everything with the bear. Let's see, and then this is the sketchbook that you were talking about with EJ Morges.
Yeah. And then that's cover A for the main book, volume 4. And then
I like how he's all decked out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
all of his different gear, freaking arrows just sticking out of him, back against the wall, and he's just it looks like he's just about to unleash hell. Like I like that.
Yeah, it turned out great. And then there's cover B featuring Roddy Piper.
Oh, this was the new cover that you were talking about here.
Yep. Yeah, there's a bigger picture on the campaign page if you want to scroll down. There's a lot to go through, but it's
I like looking at the art. Let's see the trading cards. Scrolling down. Here we go. Yeah, that's beautiful. This guy here. It does. It's kind of interesting that you bring up the Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of influence, I guess.
Yeah.
That looks like the what do they call him? The Master.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of that. Oh, everything good there? Yeah. Thought it clicked out for a second. Okay. All right. So that's the Coney Waves.
Yep. And then there's the Art of Mike McMahon. That's a 48-page hardcover that collects Mike's best work from the series, but not just like interiors and covers, also like promotional artwork and personal private commissions. So a lot of stuff people have never seen before.
That's cool. And is there, if anybody wanted to help Mike out or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I don't have the link, but there is a GoFundMe for Mike's family, because not only did Mike just have surgery for cancer, but his wife had hip surgery, so they're both laid up for a while.
Talk about everything hitting you at once.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. Let me see. Here we go. Do you have that link on Twitter or X?
Oh yeah. It's definitely.
Yeah, I'll see if I
I
could go ahead
posted a.
and
Oh,
repost
here.
that.
You know what? I could. I have the link right here. I could drop it in the private if you want me to.
Hello, Wolf and Bear.
There we go. I just dropped it in the private chat.
Okay, here we go. All right. We'll go through the rest of the tiers, and then I'll
Sure.
jump over on that. Okay. So then the war stories. This is the collected.
Yeah,
manga.
if you're new to U.S. Assassins, the perfect book. It collects the first 3 volumes, 180 pages, full color, for only $25. So you can get this and volume 4, over 250 pages of content for $50.
That's incredible.
And then there's just different,
different variations.
Both
options.
covers. You can get cover A in war stories, cover B in war stories. Everything. Also, everything's available as an add-on, so you can create your own, your own tier.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. And just everything looks just really cool there. Like, how could you not want to?
I always say, like, the perfect U.S. Assassin cover has, explosions and flames on it. So
Yeah.
it just so happens that everything looks uniform.
Yeah, you have the muscles just kind of rocking
Yeah.
out there, the cool costumes, and then the flames, the weapons kind of glowing there. Good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, those are the different options there. This is on Indiegogo, so definitely check it out. And let's see how many. Oh gosh, you only have the 2 days left on here, so get on it, people. Is this going to go? Is it going to be in demand?
This is the first 30 days. I'm going to extend it another 30 after we hit that. Yep.
Good,
so there's still some time.
But yeah, don't just wait, because sometimes it just, you sit on a campaign, you think you have time, and then before you know it, it's like you're gone. So act now. Operators are standing by.
Yeah, no, that's happened to me so many campaigns. I was like, oh, I'll get that, before it ends. And
and then you go back and then you see that the closed thing on there, and it's just like, oh God, really?
And then when everyone's getting it, I'm like, that should have been me.
Yeah. It's kind of like with, how John Malin does the Graveyard Shift campaigns, and he warns everybody, but still every time after it closes, it's like, that's it, folks. You're going to have to pay extra if you want to get, this version of it.
When I started doing my own campaigns, people were like, "Are you going to follow John's rule?" I was like, "No, I'm going in demand. I want to get some more.
Get that
sales.
money." I mean, you want the maximum exposure. So let's see here. I want to just bring up real quick the what you shared with me, Mike, your artist on U.S. Assassin. That's brutal. Having to fight cancer, and then your wife ends up needing hip surgery. God, as if life wasn't difficult enough, just every day going through the motions. But yeah, so we have the link here. I'll put it in the. Let me see if I can put it in the chat here.
Yeah, but Mike's doing great. He's in good spirits. We had a private stream the other day, just catching up. So yeah, he's doing good, and he naps a lot, but when he's not napping, he's drawing U.S. Assassin.
All right.
And like I said, if you got War Stories and Volume 4, all 250 pages are all drawn by Mike. So it's that's a pretty good run. Not just for an indie artist who also has a day job. Mike works at John Deere, but that's a long run for a mainstream artist. 250 pages. That's over a year of single issues. So.
It makes you wonder if, with the mainstream, if artists were allowed to consistently stay on a project,
Yeah.
How they might have evolved and improved the art on that.
I think I think they switch them on purpose so they don't become synonymous with the books, sort of like how the image creators, Todd McFarlane was synonymous with Spider-Man, Jim Lee with X-Men, Rob Liefeld with X-Force. They don't want that to happen again. They want the title to be the focus and not the artist.
Yeah. Do you have like any character from, your time when you were at Image or DC that you miss drawing?
I only wrote over there, but Evangeline, I wrote that. I had a good run on that, and that was recently, Rob Liefeld announced that it's being made into a major motion picture with Margot Robbie and Warner Brothers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm only one of 2 people to ever write Evangeline. So I don't know. That's pretty cool. That is going to be a movie, and hopefully I don't know what the movie's about, but hopefully they use some of the stuff that I created.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Will you get any royalties or anything if they use?
Oh man, I don't know about that because I wrote that when I was very young and there was no contracts or anything.
Yeah.
But I'd be happy with just a thanks and be mentioned in the credits. That would be incredible.
Yeah, being thanked is nice, but a nice
money would be great as well. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Would be really nice. Do you have any interesting stories that, or at least ones that you were allowed to share from your time, either at DC or Image?
Oh, so the best story I have is from how I got fired twice in the same week from DC Comics.
What?
I worked with Rob Liefeld on Savage Hawkman. Rob always been good to me. Gave me my biggest breaks. Tapped me to relaunch Evangeline when he was over at DC New 52. He was doing Hawk and Dove, and they asked him to do like 3 more titles, and he was like, "Yeah, but I need help." And they were like, "Who do you want to work with?" And he goes, "I want to work with Mark Poulton." So Rob brought me on to script his Hawkman stories. We had Joe Bennett and Art T. Bear as the artist and inker. So what an incredible team for me to work with.
Yeah.
And things were going great. They were loving everything we were doing with Hawkman. I even I went and visited the DC offices, and they gave me a tour. And Mike Martz, who was like one of the top editors over there, he was like, "Mark, we're loving everything you guys are doing. Best Hawkman ever." And I was like, "Wow, this is great." So at DC, like they send you like your next round of pay vouchers in advance, and that sort of is like, okay, we're greenlighting you for the next round of stories. They sent me like the next, after the 6 issues that I had signed on for, they sent me a year worth of pay vouchers. I was like, wow, we're going to do another year of Hawkman stories.
So how do the vouchers work? It's not like your traditional, just here's a check made out to Mark Poulton. You go to your local bank.
They were just like, fill this out, and this is what you're going to get.
Okay.
And you turn it in, and this is what you're getting paid.
I got you. So they give you a whole year's worth of that.
Yeah. So Rob had pitched like the next round of stories, and they gave him the green light. So we were on board. I had saw Rob at San Diego, and he was telling me all about it. We're having Hawkman go off into space and interact with all the space characters in DC. I was like, oh, this sounds fantastic. I'm going to, have a chance to write some of these incredible characters. And I still had a day job. I've always kept my day job. And she still have a day job today. And I remember leaving my day job once and my phone just started blowing up. And I was like, what's going on?
We're getting a little bit of lag here. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's on your end too or just mine. Whoop. Well, we lost him. Man down, man down. Hopefully he'll pop back in here in a second. Let's see. I have something for just the occasion here.
I like to see more.
Nope, not that one.
Well, touch me in the morning.
Nope, not that one either.
Pilot to co-pilot, we're going down in flames.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we're back.
What was the last I heard?
It was kind of cutting out, so everything was going great.
Oh yeah, everything was going great. We had the pay vouchers for the next year of storylines. It was going to be a big crossover with Hawkman interacting with all the DC space characters. And then one day I was leaving my day job. I've always kept a day job.
Yeah.
And my phone just started blowing up, getting all these notifications on Twitter. And I got to my car as I was leaving work, and I opened up the first notification, and it was a reply from someone that said, "Man, I really hope Mark still has a job after this." And I'm like, "What happened?" And I just remember sitting in my car for like a half hour, 45 minutes, just reading this. And Rob quit DC very publicly on Twitter. He had told me he was having issues with all the editors and stuff, but I thought that was with the other books. I thought everything was.
Oh no, the fates are against us, everybody. Let me see. Maybe if I close. All right, hold on. Apparently, we're being hacked by DC Comics.
Oh yeah, they don't want the story to get out.
The dirt.
Yeah. So Rob quit DC very publicly on Twitter. He had given his notice, I guess, and then just went on a Twitter tirade. And he got into a fight with Scott Snyder because he said that Batman sold Batman books. Scott Snyder didn't sell Batman books, which I sort of agree with, but Scott Snyder took offense to it. So it became this whole big thing. And I remember I got home, I checked my email. Like I tried to get into contact with Rob. I didn't hear anything. I got home, there was an email from my editor, and he was like, "Hey, I guess you saw what happened. It was really nice working with you."
Oh my
And I was like, "Oh my God, I just got fired from DC. I didn't even do anything." But then the very next day, the editor calls me up and he says, "You know what? We already paid for Rob's stories. We loved what you were doing. We're just going to bring you back to finish these stories. And, we're going to double your pay on top of it." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is going to turn out better than I expected." So I got to work right away, and I turned in the first issue. And I turned in that first issue, and that day, my editor calls me up, and he was like, "How you doing, Mark?" I was like, "Oh, I'm doing great. I just turned in the next issue." And he goes, "Oh, well, I hope you're doing well after this conversation." I was like, "Oh man, what?" And he was like, "I'm gonna have to let you go. The official reason I was told to give you is miscommunication." He goes, "But the real reason is you're getting fired because DC's mad that Rob got in a fight with Scott Snyder."
Oh my God. And so it's like your collateral damage.
Yeah.
You didn't even do anything. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, at least, your fate is in your hands now. Being an independent creator and everything.
Yeah.
And you're still, you have an opportunity to work with a lot of the legends and the creators and everything.
Oh yeah. I still, I wasn't able to get a hold of him that day, but I still talked to Rob, and we've talked about some projects. But I get to work with John, and I'm friends now with RT Bear and all these legends. Like, I don't know, it's crazy for me that I've been in the industry for almost 20 years, and I've hung out on streams with all these people: Ethan, Billy Tucci, Andy Smith, Mike Barron, whatever. But when I go to Dan Fraga, when I go to a convention and like Dan Fraga or Billy Tucci comes out from around their table to give me a hug, I'm like, what world am I living in? Because like teenage Mark, who read Wizard magazine, would have never imagined this.
Right. Yeah. It's, I could see growing up and these guys are like rock stars and have become legends. And I was just thinking that, when I went to the Garden State Comic Fest and just had a chance to talk to these guys. And I'm relatively, new to comics. I've only been, involved in, the comic skate and the movement since 2018. But, oh my gosh, like it's just, I was starstruck, but they're all so kind and generous with their time and more than happy to talk about their creation, their characters and where they hope to take the characters in the future. And, that's something that you can't really get from, other hobbies and everything, like if you like are a fan of an actor or something like that, you just can't really.
Oh yeah, you'll never get that like one-on-one experience.
Yeah, just really all great guys. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I had a question. Like, you've been in the industry a long time. How come we don't see you on Comicsgate Kings? Is that?
I was there the early days.
Okay.
I don't know. I got removed from the room.
Oh, shoot. All right. Well, moving on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am definitely, whoa, focus. My camera. Okay, there we go. I'm definitely a fan of what you have done with John Malin and everything. And am definitely looking forward to, I'm going to try to grab a copy of the collected issue of US Assassin, and down the road and everything, and After 4 has a chance to release and everything, and I have an opportunity to do a review on that. I'd like to continue the discussion of US Assassin even further and everything. I know we do have kind of a hard deadline because you have some prep and everything that you need to do for your show. Do you want to talk about your who you're having on as a guest on your channel?
Yeah, over on my channel, Primetime Poulton, I'm going to have Von Coleman on to talk about his new book, Phenomenova.
Yeah.
So I saw Von just at Garden State Comic Fest. So
yeah, he's a bundle of energy, that one. To be young again. So yeah, everyone hop on over. Primetime Poulton is the name of your channel, and check out Mark Poulton's interview with Von Coleman. So young Von Coleman. And again, Mark, thank you so much. Like I said, I feel like it's been long overdue. I really appreciate you reaching out to me, and I'm honored to have you on the show. And all the characters that you create and come up with are just, like I said, just fun. And they make you want to read the comic and get into it. So, yeah, thank you again.
No, thank you for having me on. It's been a blast. Yeah, and definitely I'll come back anytime you want.
Awesome. Thank you for everyone who joined. And please consider checking out US Assassin. It is on Indiegogo. I have also on Fund My Comic, I have the link pinned there. Please check it out. It looks like just a lot of fun, a blast. You have several issues collected already. Get in and have some fun. And please, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell for notifications. And until next time, I will see you guys later. All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Get these ear sets off of me. I've had enough. Get the hell out of my house. In Jesus' name, I pray.